Hi guys, so unfortunately I am not going to be in school today. So I did want to walk you through some of the directions for what we are going to accomplish in class today. Miss Mann will still be in class and she's going to walk you through everything, but here's just a video to kind of go over the key points. So today, on Monday, we're going to annotate our documents and organize our enduring issues essay so that on Thursday we can write it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to open your documents. So either if you are in person, you are going to have a document set handed to you. If you are, if you are not in person, you're virtual, either you got them on Thursday or you're going to use this PDF. And so you're going to open with Kami, right? And then Kami will open and you will see your document set. So you're going to have 5 documents, just like always. What you're going to do is read through each document. Remember, you can use Snap and Read. That's this icon right here to help you read. And you're going to annotate for 3 things: MI, EI, O. So main idea, enduring issue, and outside information. So this time around for this essay, we are actually going to give you the enduring issue we would like you to write about. We would like you to write about impact of technology. All right, so that's going to be the enduring issue. What is a good idea is I want you to do a check on whether or not you really understand how this issue is present in the document. Is go into the document and highlight a piece of information that supports the idea that the civilization in the reading was impacted by technology. Okay? So you're going to annotate for the main idea. You're going to read the document. And you're going to summarize in 1 sentence what this document was about. Remember, you can use the source line to help you. You can use the picture to help you. Circle some context vocabulary words like Mesopotamia or irrigation. Those are things that are specific to social studies, the Nile River. And then after you've summarized the main idea, then you need some outside information. So outside information is information that we know about the topic that's not listed in the document. So if there's something else that you know about Mesopotamia, like maybe the names of the rivers that Mesopotamia surrounded, then that is a piece of outside information. Or if you define one of the words in this document, that's a piece of outside information. All right, so you're going to do that for document 1. Both of these pictures are document 2 about Rome and the roads. Document 3, which is about the trans-Saharan trade route. Document 4, which is about the Tao and the Indian Ocean trade routes. And document 5, which is about globalization, which is what we talked about at the beginning of our trade unit, about how now that we are trading across the globe, we have this increased contact, which creates this almost interconnectedness of culture. Okay, so after you've read all 5 documents and annotated them, then it would be time to make your graphic organizer. So before I show you the graphic organizer, if you remember last week, we started reviewing that essay writing. We reviewed what we had talked about in the first quarter. So our main task is to annotate and outline, right? So I just went over how you're going to do this. Right? You're going to write down the main idea, the outside information, the enduring issue. In this case, the enduring issue has been chosen for you. It is the impact of technology, but what we're really going to be stressing is, can you define impact of technology in your own words? After you've annotated all 5 documents, now it's time to create that graphic organizer, right? So if you remember, we took the guidelines in the task and we turned it into this graphic organizer, right? Where we have the 3 columns and 3 rows. And each row is going to represent one of our body paragraphs. okay? So I will show you what it looks like in the document. So if I were to create it, which is what I'd like you to do, is I draw 1, 2, 3 lines down, and 1, 2, 3 lines across. I would write my issue up here, impact of technology, and I would define it. That's because the first bullet point tells me I have to do that. It tells me I need to identify the enduring issue based on the at least 3 documents that I read. So we know that 3 of the documents at least have something to do with the impact of technology. And I'm going to define it, right? So those are my 2 first bullet points. And here are the 3 documents I'm going to use. You do not need to use these 3. This is just for an example. But I want to point out that I'm writing in chronological and numerical order. Document 2 comes first, then 4, then 5, right? Or I could write about documents 1, 2, and 3, or 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't matter, but I just need to write in numerical order or chronological order. Our first documents are always the ones that happened the longest ago. Our documents 4 and 5 are going to be the ones that happened most recently. All right, so I've addressed these first 2 bullets. The third bullet says I need to argue that this issue is important or significant. So I have to do that in 2 ways. I have to show that the issue affected people. And so I'm going to take that down to this column. And right here, I'm going to write a brief explanation as to how the technology impacted the people in the civilization. Did the technology help them in some way? Did it make their lives better? Did it make them successful? What did it allow them to do? What was the impact of using the technology? The next bullet says I have to talk about whether the issue continued or changed over time. So how I would do that is in this area, I would talk about whether or not they were successful in using the technology. And then I would transition from my first body paragraph, right? This is going to be my first body paragraph, into my second body paragraph. So would I say similar to how the Romans used their technology? And then I would talk about this is the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean trade route used technology as well. Okay, so you're going to talk about whether or not they use the technology similarly or differently. And then this last bullet says I have to include outside information, right? So information that's from my own knowledge of social studies. So stuff I know that's not necessarily in the document, right? So how I'm going to do that is when I annotated, I had to write down some outside information. So that's what I'm going to write in here, right? So you're going to make this right on the front of your documents. Some of you might already have that chart on your documents, right? So whether you're working in Kami or whether you're working in on paper, this is the chart I'd like you to make. And here it is a little bit neater, right? So issue and definition go up in the top left corner, the 3 documents you want to write about, how it affected people, whether it changed over time, and then any outside information, right? So you're going to be working on annotating your 5 documents and then filling out this chart. The expectation is that you do complete these 2 things, right? And then on Wednesday, we will have virtual class, and I will be with you at that point, and we'll talk about any questions that you still have and do a little self-check that we've taken all the steps so that we are ready to write on Thursday. All right, so Miss Mann's going to be there to help guide you in class. If you need anything else, I'm available by email, and have a wonderful Monday, guys.